presented a little bit of a packet, and I'm looking at my calendar. I think I was here just in July, maybe even June. I can't remember now exactly when that was. But not a lot of changes in the information presented before you. But the reason we're here today is we're going back to each of the founding organizations that created the Economic Development Organization. It's hard to believe, but a 3-year cycle of funding will be completed at the end of this year. So we're going back to each of those groups. The Airport Authority has already approved it. The City Commission last week approved it. And then, so now we're back to you guys for your turn, if you're willing to commit to a 3-year commitment again. We're asking again the same $20,000 that was funded in the original agreement. So I'd be more than happy to ask questions. I don't really, if you want me to go through the whole information, but we did it just really very recently.
I want to be clear that we have approved the 2019 request already, so that would be 1 year of the 3 years. Is that correct?
It's in the draft budget.
So what we'll be approving here then really is a 2-year extension of what we have already approved on the first year. So, are there questions from commissioners?
In your handout, you talked about a potential 100,000 square foot speculative building. Do you have a location for that?
No, we do not. We're just gotten into that process, working with some of the landowners and a local developer, just having very initial conversations on that, Commissioner. But I think there's definitely a need here for both warehouse space, and this was not, the intent would not be warehouse space. It may turn out to be that,
yeah.
But production space. We get the state of Kansas, the Department of Commerce regularly sends us information about potential projects, and the vast majority of those are looking for buildings first. A lot of them would be very unique, 400,000 or 500,000 square foot facilities, mainly when you've had a closure or something like that. Mm-hmm. So thinking 50 to 100,000 on a speculative basis, but we're just really in very preliminary discussions on that.
Okay, for my 2 cents worth, economic development is very important not only to the city of Salina but also Saline County, and we're progressing in that direction, it seems like. So I would like to recommend that we do approve these extra 2 years for the 3-year commitment that we've already made on the 2019, 2020, and 21. So, other comments from the commission?
Question of Rita, would that be binding to future commissioners if we approve?
It will be, but it will also have to be under the case basis law. If there wasn't money, it's just a natural thing with our statute that we can't fully commit until we know we have the money. But yeah, but it was in the original agreement that we do this every 3 years by August the 1st and commit for the next 3 years. So that was under the original agreement 3 years ago.
And I'll make the comment that 3 of the commissioners are up for re-election with no opposition, so really the commission is going to remain the same for at least the next 2 years, and the majority for the next 6 years. So that's another way to look at it. And I also would like to say that if we have a bond commitment, a 20-year bond as an example, I mean that's committing future commissions to that bond also. So that's not a stumbling block for me anyway. So at this time, then I would take a motion from the commission.
Mr. Chair, I move we authorize the chair to sign the agreement for financial support in the amount of $20,000 annually for the 19 to 21 as requested.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we sign the members' agreement for financial support in the amount of $20,000 annually for 2019 through 21 as requested. Any further comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Robinson.